Welcome to the St. Vincent College Gilbert and Sullivan Players production of Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. This play is in the public domain, and so photography and videography are permitted during this performance. Please be kind to our performers on stage and refrain from flash photography. Please take this time to silence your mobile devices as a courtesy to our performers and your fellow guests. And now, as is club tradition, please rise, if you are able, for the singing of God Save the King. Enjoy the show.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
A few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I learn here that Don Pedro has bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He has borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed better expectation than you must expect of me to tell you how.
Well, he has an uncle here in Messina. We'll be very much glad of it.
I already delivered him letters. There appeared so much joy in him, so much that joy could not show itself, modest enough without a badge of bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better is it to weep at joy than to joy at weeping?
I pray you, has Senor Montalto returned from the wars or no?
I know none by that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
Who is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin meets Senor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he has returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
He set up his bills here in Messina, and challenged Cupid at the fight. And my uncle's fool, reading the challenge, subscribed for Cupid and challenged him at the Bird Bowl. I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Senor Benedict too much. But he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath hot to eat it. He's a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier too, lady, but what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He's no less than a stuffed man, but as for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt her and Senor Benedict. They never meet, but there's always a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he'll get nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with one. So that if you have wit enough to keep himself warm, Let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse. It is all the wealth he hath left me known a reasonable creature. I pray you, who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh Lord, he will hate upon him like a disease. You sooner caught the pestilence, and the taker run presently mad. Oh God, help the noble Claudio! If he hath caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro has approached. Good Signor Leonato, are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt of it, sir, that you asked her?
No, Senor Benedict, for then were you a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess this by what you are, being a man. The lady truly fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato do be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all of Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible disdain should die when she come in your presence? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
There's courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to woman. They would also be troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God and my cold blood every day I have other humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loved me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate, scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and toward such a face as yours were.
You are a rare parent's teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse with the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your way. In God's name, I've done.
You always end with the jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Good Signor Benedict, Signor Claudio. My good friend Leonato has invited us all. I tell that we will stay at the least a month, and he heartily prays that some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from the heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words, but I thank you.
Please at your princely lord.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Benedict.
Did thou know the daughter of Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do, for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
Well, no, I ask you, speak in sober judgment.
Why, methinks she's too low for a high praise, and too little for a great praise. The only commendation I can give her is this, that were she anything other than what she is, she were unhandsome. And being none other but as she is, I do not like her.
You think I'm in sport, but I tell you, I truly like her.
Would you buy her? Would you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak to you thus with a sad brow, or do you play the flouting jack to tell me Cupid is a rare hair finder, and Vulcan a rare carpenter? Come, in what key shall I may take you to be in this song?
In mine eye, she's the sweetest lady I ever looked upon.
I can see it without spectacles, and I can see no such thing. Now, there's her cousin, and were she not possessed by such a fury, as far exceeds her in beauty as the 1st of May to the last of December. I hope you have no intention to turn husband, have you?
No. Although, I did swear the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is it come to this? Hath the world not one man who will wear his cap with a suspicion? Shall I ever see a bachelor of 80 ever again? Go to, in faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into the yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Ah, look, Don Pedro has returned to seek you.
What secret has held you here that you followed not to Leonatos?
I would that your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge you on your allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio, I can be as secret as of the dumb man. I would have you think so. But on my allegiance, mark you, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
If this were so, so were it uttered.
It's like the old tale, my lord. 'Tis not so, and never 'twas so. But God forbid it should be so.
Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And by faith, I spoke mine.
And by my two troughs and my two faiths, my lords, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she can be worthy, is an opinion fire will not melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
You are always an obstinate heretic in despite of beauty.
The woman conceived me, I thank her. That she likewise brought me up, I give her most humble thanks. That I will have a horn winded in my forehead, hang my bugle and invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. So I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the finest, to which I may go, the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I will see you, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, never with love. If you prove that I ever lose more blood with love than again with drinking, pluck out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, hang me over the door of a brothel house, as a sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if you ever fall from this faith, you'll prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat, and shoot at me. And he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder, and called Adam.
Well, as time shall try. But in time, the savage bull doth bear veal.
The savage bull may, with ever the sense of a Benedict Barrett, pluck out the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, let me be vilely painted. In such great letters as they write, here you may find good horse for hire, let them signify under my sign, here you may see Benedict the married man.
And if that should happen, thou would be horn bandage.
No, for Cupid has not spent all his quiver in Venice, you will quake from it shortly.
I look for an earthquake too, then.
Well, you'll temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonatos, commend me to him, and tell that I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he has made great preparation.
I have almost matter in man enough for such an embassage, and so I commit you
To the tuition of God. Well, from my house, I should have it.
The 6th of July, your loving friend, Benedict.
Nay, mock not, mock not. The body of our discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments, and the guards are but lately basted on neither. Ere you flout old ends any further, examine your conscience. And so, I leave you.
My liege, your highness may not do me good.
My love is fine to teach. Teach it but how, and see how apt it is to do any hard lesson may do you some good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
Which I but Hero. She's his only heir. Do you affect her, Claudio?
Oh, dear lord. When you went on your extended action, I did look upon her with a soldier's eye, though I did know I had a rougher task at hand. Well, I have returned now, and all the war thoughts have left my mind, and in their place are thoughts of how fair a young hero is. To say I liked her ere I went to wars.
You will be like a lover presently, and tire of a hero of a book of words. If you do love fair hero, cherish it, and I'll break with her and with her father, and you will have her. Was it not to this end that you began to twist so fine a story?
Oh, how sweetly you do minister to love, and know it by its complexion. Although it may sudden seem that I like hero, I would have saved it with a longer treatise.
One eve a bridge much broader than the flood. Look will service fit. The fair's grant is a necessity. 'Tis once you love, and I will fit you with remedy. I know we will have reveling here tonight. I will assume your part in some disguise, and tell fair hero that I am Claudio. And in her bosom I will clasp my heart, and take her here in prisoner to force of my amorous tale. And in the end, she will be yours. In practice, let's put it presently.
that he loved your daughter, my niece, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance. And if he found her rewarded, he meant to take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good and sharp fellow. I will send for him and question him yourself.
No, no. We will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter withal, that she may be the better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you, and tell her of it. Ah, cousins, you know what to do this time. Oh, I cry you mercy, friend. Go you with me, I will make use of your skill. Cousins, have a care this merry time.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that you, being as you say you are, born under Saturn, go about to apply moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry until I am no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he have taken you newly into his grace. Where it is impossible you should take true root but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace, and it better suits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied that I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and am franchised with a clog. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you find no use for your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Borachio?
I've come yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonata, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Marry it as your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudia?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? And who? Which way looks he?
Marry on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonata.
A very forward-marched chick. How came you to this?
Being entertained for a performer, as I was smoking in a musty room, came to meet the prince and Claudia, hand in hand in sad conference. I whipped myself behind the tapestry, where I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero, and upon obtaining her, give her to Count Claudia.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup has all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You're both sure, and will assist me.
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Would the cook were on my mind. Shall I go prove what's to be done?
We will wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not. How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
You were an excellent man that remained just in the midway between him and Benedict. One is too like an image and says nothing, but the other, too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then half Senor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Senor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man could win any woman in the world if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, you will never get you a husband if you be so shrewd of your tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way. For it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Yes, if he sends me no husband, by the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I cannot endure a husband with a beard on his face. I'd rather lie in the wool inn.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore, I will even take sixpence and earnest the bear herd and lead his apes into hell.
Well, then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate. And there the devil will greet me like an old cuckold with horns, and say, "Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for you maids." And so deliver I up my apes and away to St. Peter for the heavens. There he shows me where the bachelors sit, and we live as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make courtesy and say, "Father, as it please you." But yet, for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another courtesy and say, "Father, as it please me."
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault be in the music, cousin, if you be not wooed in good time. For hear me, hero, wooing, wedding, and repentance is as a Scottish jig, a measure, and a single pace. The first suit is hot and heavy as a Scottish jig, and full as fantastical. The wedding, mannerly, modest as a measure, full of state and ancientry. And then comes repentance, and with his bad legs, fall into the sinking pace faster and faster till he sink into his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are entering, brother. Make good room.
Lady, will you walk out with your friend?
So, walk softly indoors. We can see nothing. I usually go up, and especially when I walk away.
I pay your company.
I may say so when I please.
I want to please you to say so.
When I like your favor, for God defend the lute should be like the case.
My visors like the laundry. Within the house of Joe.
Why then your visor should be thatched.
Speak low, speak loud.
Well, I would you delight me.
So not would I, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one.
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you all the better. The hearers may cry amen.
God matched me with a good dancer,
Amen!
and God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done.
No more words. The clerk has answered.
I know you. You are Senor Antonio.
At a word, I am not.
I would know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could not do the man so ill well unless you were the very man. Come now, this is his dry hand up and down. You are he. You are he.
At a word, I am not.
Do you think I would not recognize you by your excellent wit? Do you think such virtue could hide itself? No, you are he. Graces appear, and there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you tell me who you are.
Not now.
That I was disdainful, that I had my wit out of the 100 merry tale. Why, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
Who's he?
I am sure you know him.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I is he?
Why, he's the prince's jester, a very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the condemnation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. He both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he's in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I meet the gentleman, I'll tell him of what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which peradventure not marked and not laughed at strikes him into melancholy. We must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will leave them at the next turning.
Sure. My brother is amorous on here, and has withdrawn with her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
Ah, that is Claudio. I recognize him by his bearing.
Are not you Signor Benedict?
You know well that I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth, and you may do the part of an honest man in it.
But how do you know that he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too. He swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answers I in the name of Benedict. I hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so, the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, and all others are saved for the office and affairs of love. But yet, every heart speaks its own language. Therefore, let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent. For beauty is like a witch, under whose charm faith melts into blood. This is an act of hourly proof, which I must trust in not. But farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio,
Yes, the same.
come, will you go with me?
Where?
Even to the next well, about your own business, Count. Of what fashion will you wear?
With a garland of, about your neck like a usurer's chain, or under your arm like a lieutenant's scarf. You must wear it one way, for the prince has got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Well, that's spoken like an honest drover, and they sell bullocks. Did you really think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and now you'll beat the post.
If you will not leave me, I will leave you.
Poor hurt fowl. Now will they creep into sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's fool. It may be that I go under that title because I am merry. But yea, though I am apt to do myself wrong, I am not so reputed. It is the base and bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Ah, now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I played the part of Lady Fame. I found him as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that her grace got the goodwill of this young lady. I then offered him my company over to a willow tree, finding up a garland as being forsaken, or writing up a rod as her being whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy, who, being overjoyed by finding a bird's nest, shows it to his companion, who steals it.
Will you make a trust a transgression? The transgression is in the stealer.
It did not been amiss as the garland had been made, and the rod too. For the garland he may have worn himself, and the rod he may have bestowed upon you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I will but teach them to sing, and restore them to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, then by my faith you say honestly.
The lady Beatrice has a quarrel to you. The gentleman who danced with her told her she is much wrong by you.
She misused me, has the endurance of a block. An oak tree with one green leaf on it would have answered her. On my very advisor began to assume life was scored with her. She told me, not thinking I had been who I was the prince's jester, lower than a great thaw, hurling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me, I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks pointers, and every word stabs. Her wrath were as terrible as her terminations, there would be no living near her. she would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her. She would have with all Adam had left him before he transgressed. She would have made Hercules have turned the spit, yea, and he clapped his club to make the fire too. Come, talk not of her. She'll find her the infernal goddess Ate branded terror. I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for surely while she is here, namely was quiet in hell is in a sanctuary. They will sin upon purpose, because they would go thither. So indeed all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
Look, here she comes.
Would you commend me on any service to the world's end? On this errand to the activities that you can devise to send me. I will fetch you a toothpick from the furthest inch of Asia, bring the length of Prester John's foot, a hair off the great Shane's beard, do any episodes to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me.
None but to desire your good company.
Oh God, sir, there's a dish I love not. Cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost a heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for a single one. Marry, once before he won it with false dice. Therefore, your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I be known the mother of fools. Here, I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
How now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How about sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor well, nor merry, but civil, Count, civil as an orange, with something of that jealous complexion.
And faithfully, I think you're blazing to be true. Although, to be fair, this conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have Luna by name, and fair hero is one. I have broke with her and with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give you joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace has made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfect herald of joy. I was but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give myself to you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or, if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yes, I think it poor fool that keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
So she does, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance! And so goes everyone into the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I shall sit in a corner and cry, hey ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I'd rather have one of your father's getting. Near your grace a brother like you. Your father always got excellent husbands, if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, your grace. Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be married best becomes you. For how of a question you were born in a merry hour.
No, but sure, my lord. My mother cried, but then there was a star dance, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
Marry, uncle, by your grace's presence.
By my troth, a pleasant spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad even then, for I've heard my daughter say she's often dreamt of unhappiness, and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She would be an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudia, when mean you go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. You know time goes on crunches till love has all its rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just seventh, and a time too brief too to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake my head so long of breathing. But I warrant you, the time shall not go dully by us. In the interim, I will undertake one of Hercules' labors, to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other, of course. I would fain have a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, unless you three will minister assistance as I shall give you direction.
I am for my lord, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the most unhelpful husband I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of approved strain, of noble valor, and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, so that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedict that despite his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he will fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory will be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affections range as evenly with mine. How can you cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear within me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in favor of Margaret, the winning gentlewoman to hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out the lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go to the prince your brother, and tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimations you hold mightily to a contaminated scale with one such as hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo hero, and to kill Leonato. Have you any other issue?
Only to despite them I will endeavor anything.
Then go, find a meet hour to draw the prince and Count Claudio alone. Find them, draw Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know hero loves me, and tend a kind of zeal, as in the love for your brother's honor, who hath made the match, or his brother's reputation, who has been cozen for a semblance of a maid. They will need proof. Give them instances where I call Margaret hero, and Margaret terms me Claudio. This will be proof enough of her disloyalty, and all the preparation shall be overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can. I will put it into practice. Be cunning in the working thus, and your fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in your accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I shall presently go learn the day of marriage.
Boy.
Senor!
In the window of my chamber there lies a book. Bring it here to me in the garden.
I'm here already, sir.
Why, yes, but I will have you hence and back again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he has laughed at such shallow follies in others, become an argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. He'd now rather hear the tabor and pipe. I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor. How he will lie 10 nights awake during the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose like an honest man and a soldier. Oh, he has turned orthography. His words are a fantastical banquet, so many strange dishes. Shall I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. Not be sworn, but love may transform me into an oyster. Yet, I'll take my oath on it, till he have made and grosser of me, no man shall make me such a fool. One woman is wise, yet I am well. Another is fair, yet I am well. Another is virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come into my grace. Great shall she be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll not. But virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll not look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, and excellence, and musician, and her hair shall be of whatever color it please God. Aha, the prince and Monsieur Love will hide me in the arbor.
Come, shall we hear his music?
Yea, my good lord, how still this evening is, as hushed on purpose to promote harmony.
See, your romantic have hid himself.
Very well, my lord. The music hath ended. We'll fit him with a pennyworth.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear about song again.
Oh, good my lord, tax not so bad a voice to silent music any more than once.
It's a witness still of excellency to see one put such a strange face on one's own perfection. I pray you, sing, and let me woo no more.
Because you speak of wooing, I will sing. Since many a man doth begin his suit to her he thinks not worthy, yet he woos, yet he will say he loves.
No, pray thee, come. Or, if you hold longer argument, do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that is worth the noting.
Why, these are very gorgeous how he speaks. Notes, forsooth, and nothing.
Now, divine air, now is his soul ravished. Is it not strange that sheepscot should hail souls out of men's bodies? Well, a horn for my money when all's done.
Sign no more, sign no more, remember this haven's heaven. One foot in the sea, and one on the shore, two parting constant there. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be quiet and honey, thirteen your songs of woe in sing no more ditties, oh, sing no more of songs so tall and lovely, of rod of run was of a soul, then song of hers was lovely, and sigh not so, but let them go, and be bright and honey, converting all your songs of woe into happy harmony.
By my troth, a good song.
And ill singer, my lord.
No. You sing well enough, for a shift.
And if he had been a dog that would have howled thus, they would have hanged him. I pray to God his bad voice bode no mischief. I'd like to hear the night raven, come what plague may have come after it.
Yea, Mary, do you hear Balthazar? I pray you get some excellent music for tomorrow night. We would have it at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell.
Farewell.
Pepe Leonata, what was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, hey. Stalk on. The foul sins. I never did think that lady would love any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Senor Benedick, whom she as in all outward appearances seemed ever to abhor.
Was it possible? Since the wind in that corner.
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection, it is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she only counterfeits?
God, counterfeit! There never was counterfeit of passion, came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why, what effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well. This fish will bite.
What facts, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
How? How? I pray you. You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit's invincible to all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedick.
I should think this a goal, that the old fellow says so. Knavery cannot surely hide itself in such reverence.
He hath taken the infection. Hold it up.
Has she made her affection known to Benedick?
No, and swears she never will. That is her torment.
Then down on her knees she falls, weeps, cries, sobs, beats her chest, pulls her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedick, God give me courage.
This says she now, when she is beginning to read. For she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she've read a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now, you speak of a sheet of paper, and if I recall, your daughter told us of a pretty jest.
When she had read it and was reading it over and found Benedick and Beatrice beneath the sheet?
That.
Oh, she tore it into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself for being so immodest to write one she knew would flout him. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he read to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
'Tis true indeed, she says. Shall I, says she, that if she encountered him not, to write him and say that I love him?
This says she so, and she is sometimes so overborne by ecstasy, my daughter is afeard she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It would be good if Benedick knew of it by some other means if she will not discover it.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks she will die, for she says that she will die if he love her not, and if she made her love known, and he would woo her rather than love her.
She does well, for if she made her affection known to Benedick, it's very possible to scorn her for it. For a man, as you all know, has a contemptible spirit.
Indeed, that he has a contemptible spirit indeed. He is so he is very much a miserable man.
He has indeed a good outward happiness.
And in my mind, she's very wise.
She's very wise in everything about loving Benedick.
Oh, my lord, blood and wisdom combating in so tender a body, we have 10 proofs to the one that blood has the victory. I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would she would bestow this dotage on me, for I would have doffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you tell Benedick of it and hear what he will say.
Do you think that is a wise decision, my lord?
No, perhaps not. Like Pulverbow, I love Benedick well, and I wish that he would so modestly examine himself to see how unworthy he is so good a lady.
Dinner, my lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
Let the same net be spread for her that your daughter and your gentlewoman was carried. The real show would be when they must hold each other's opinion of one another. But that would be merely a dumb show. That's what I would see. Come, let's send her in the call to dinner.
If he do not dote her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
This can be no trick. Her conscience was sadly born, yet the truth of it from Hero. You seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? It must be requiting. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love to come from her. They say that she'd rather die than give any sign of affection. I never did think to marry. and must not seem proud. Happy are they who can hear their detractions and put them to mending. They say the lady is wise. 'Tis so, I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis the truth, I can never prove it. And wise, but for loving me? Well, it should be no great addition to her wit, nor no great argument for her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may by chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I rebelled so long against marriage. But let the appetite alter. A man loves the meat in his youth, but he cannot endure in his old age. Short quips and sentences and paper bullets of the brain all man from the career of his humor? No. The world must be peopled. Once said I would die a bachelor. Never did think I would live till I were married. Here was Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come to dinner.
Why, Lady Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for your thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would have not come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message.
Yea, just as much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke a doll withal. You have no stomach in you, Signor. Fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for these things. You took pains to thank me. That's as much to say, any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks. Don't take pity of her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a liar. I will go and get her picture.
I joined Gilbert Sullivan because I wanted to try acting.
I love Gilbert and Sullivan because I love acting, I love the community.
I like GNS because I get to perform with all my friends.
I like GNS because there's
Posing with the prince and Claudia. Whisper her ear and tell her, I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all over. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleated bower, where honeysuckles ripened by the sun refuse the sun to enter. Like favorites, made proud by princes that advance their pride against the powers that bred it. There will she hide her to listen our propose. This is thy office, bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come, I warrant you.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedict. When I do name him, let be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice, as this matter is low Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, for look where Beatrice, like a lapwing, runs close to the ground, to our conference.
Oh, the most pleasant part of angling is watching the fish, with her golden oars slice through the silver stream to devour the treacherous bait. And now we angle for Beatrice, who is hidden behind the wooden overture. Fear not thy part of the dialogue.
Then go we near her, lest your ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait we lay for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
Oh, but are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new trove lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of the idea, but I told them, if they love Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never let Beatrice know of it.
Oh, why would you do so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full and fortunate a bed as for Beatrice to couch upon?
O God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to any man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn bright sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look upon, and her wit values itself so highly that all matters else seems weak. She cannot love, nor bear no shape, nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, and I think it for the best that she not know Signor Benedict's affection, Lest she make a sport of it.
You speak the truth. I never yet saw a man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backwards. If fair-faced, she should swear the gentleman should be her sister. If tall, a lance, ill-headed. If short, an agate, very vilely cut. If speaking, a vein blown with all the winds. If silent, a block moved with none. So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives what truth and virtue with simpleness and merit purchaseth.
True, true. Such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice's cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. That is why, therefore, let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Oh, but tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will counsel Benedict to fight against his passions, and truly I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may poison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong, for someone as so intelligent and witty as her, she is a prize to be had, and she would be foolish not to go for someone like Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy. Always accepted my dear Claudia.
I fear you not be angry with me, madam, for speaking the fancy of Signor Benedict, but for shape, fair, valor, and argument, his rapport goes foremost throughout Italy.
He hath an excellent good name.
His Excellence did earn him ere he had it. When are you to be married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's lined on warrant. We've got her, madam.
If it proves so, then living goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is in my ears? Can this be true? Stay not condemned for pride and scorn so much. Contempt farewell, and maiden pride adieu. For no glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart thy love in hand. If thou kindest shall incite me, thou dost love. Others say thou dost deserve, but I believe it better than reportingly.
I will stay till the arrange be consummate, and then I must go towards Aragon.
I will go with you, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
No, that would be as great a soil in your new marriage as to show a child a new coat and forbid him to wear it. No, I will only be bold with Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, he is all mirth. He has twice or thrice now cut Cupid's bowstring, and the little hangman dare not shoot at him. He has a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue is a clapper, whereas heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I think he be in love.
Hang him, truant. There's not a true drop of blood in him to be touched by. Love. If he's sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
You must draw it first and then hang it after.
What, sigh for a toothache?
Where is but a humour or a worm?
Well, answer a grief, but the one who has it.
Yet say I, he is in love.
There's no appearance of fancying him, unless it's a fancy to strange disguises, such as to be a Dutchman today, a Frenchman tomorrow, or to be in the shape of two countries at once, such as to be a German from the waist downwards, all Slavs, and a Spaniard from the waist upwards, no doublets. Unless he has a fancy to his foolery, which it appears he has, then he is no fool for fancy, as you would have it here he is.
Well, if he be not in love with some woman, there is no trusting old signs. He brushes his hat o' mornings, but what does that bode?
Has any man seen him at the barber's?
Nay, but the barber's man hath been seen with him, and the old ornament of his cheek hath already stuffed tennis balls.
Indeed, he looks younger than he did by the loss of a beard.
No, he rubs himself in the shivik. Can you smell him out by that?
And when has he not want to wash his face?
Yea, or paint himself, for which I hear what they say of him.
But this is no charm for the toothache. Come, old senor, walk us at it with me. I have laid 8 or 9 wise words to say to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
Hero and Margaret have already had their exchange, yet the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good evening, brother.
If you leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not, but that appear hereafter, and embedded me by that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart has hoped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent, and labor ill bestowed.
Why, what's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she has been too long a-talking of the lady is disloyal.
Who, Hero?
Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight, and you shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so, my lord.
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will but follow me, I will show you enough. When you have heard more and seen more, proceed accordingly.
If tonight I find reason that I should not marry her, then tomorrow, before the congregation where I should wed, mind you, there I will shame her.
And as I wait for you to obtain her, I will join for you to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no farther till you are my witnesses. Bear coldly but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
Oh, day untowardly turned.
Mischief strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague right well prevented. So shall you say when you've seen the sequel.
Well, are you good man and true?
Yea, or else it were a pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them. If they have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Hugh Oatcake, sir, or George Seacourt, for they can read and write.
Ah, come, neighbor Seacourt, God has blessed you with a good name, sir. For to be favoured by men, that is a gift of fortune. But to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have! I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favour, give God thanks, but make no boast of it. And as to your writing and reading, let that appear when there is no need for such vanity. Well, sir, you are thought to be the most senseless and fit man for Constable of the Watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. Well, this is your charge. You are to comprehend old man, grown man, and bid any man stand in the prince's name.
But what if he will not stand?
Why, then let him alone, and presently call the whole watch together, and give God thanks that you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
Truly, and the watch is to meddle with no man but the prince's subjects. Also, you are to make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and talk is most horrible and shall not be endured.
We are more to sleep than to talk. We know what belongs to the watch.
Aye, you speak like a most ancient and quiet watchman, for I do not see how sleeping can affect. Only be sure that your beard has been not stolen. Also, you are to call about all the alehouses and bid them who are drunk, get them to bed.
But what if they will not rest?
Why, then let them alone until they are sober. And if they give you not better answer then, why, you can say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
Yes, if you meet a thief in the night, you may, by your office, suspect him to be no true man. And with such men, the less you make or meddle with them, the more is for your honesty.
But if you take them to be a thief, why not lay hands on them?
Truly, you may, by your office. But methinks that he who touch pitch will be defiled. The best way, the most peaceable way, if you are to take a thief, is to let him show himself who he is and steal out of your company.
You have always been known a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more man, if he had any honesty in him. Well, this is the end of your charge. You, Constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, then you must bid the nurse come still it.
Well, what if she's asleep and doesn't hear it?
Why, then, let the child wake her with crying. For if the ewe will not hear the lamb when he bars, she will not hear the calf when he bleats.
'Tis very true.
Now, back to that point about staying the prince. You may stay him if you meet him, yes. Can he not, neighbour Burgess? No. Anyways.
By your lady, he cannot.
No? Why, 5 shillings to 1 on it. Aye, he may say him by any man who knows the statutes.
By your lady, I think it be so.
Very well. This is the end of your charge. Good night. Keep your fellows' counsel and your own. Adieu. Good night. Come, neighbour.
We have our charge. Let us sit by the church bench until 2 in the morning, and then to bed with all of us.
One moment, sir. Yes. pray keep watch about Signor Leonardo's door. For there being a wedding there tomorrow, there's a great coil about. Adieu, be vigilant, I beseech you.
What, Conrad?
Peace, start on.
Conrad, I say.
Here, man, I am at thy elbow.
At my elbow, which I thought there would a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that, and now, forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close, then under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, I shall utter all to thee, like a true drunkard.
Treason masters, stand up.
Therefore know that I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask if it's possible any villainy should be so rich, for when rich villains have need of poor ones will make what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows that art unconfirmed. The fashion of a hat or cloak or doublet is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
Tush, I may as well say the fool's the fool. Thou seest not what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know that deformed. He's been a vile thief this 7 year. I know he goes up and down like a gentleman. I know his name.
Didst thou not hear someone?
No, 'twas the van on the house.
Thou seest not what a deformed thief this fashion is. How giddily he turns all the hot bloods, from 14 and 5 and 30, like fashioning the Pharaoh's soldiers in a Ricci painting, or the God Bel's priests in a church window, or the shaven Hercules in a smirched worm-eaten tapestry, where his codpiece was as massy as his club.
All of this I see, and I see that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion too, that thou have shifted out of thy tale into telling me of the fashion?
Not so, but know that I have wooed Margaret tonight. She bid me 1,000 times farewell from her chamber window. I tell this tale vilely, but know that the Prince and Claudio and my master, placed and possessed by Don John, saw this amiable encounter from the orchard.
And thought they Margaret was hero.
2 of them did, the Prince and Claudio, but my master knew it was Margaret, partly by their oaths which did possess them, partly by the dark night which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made. Away went Claudio enraged, swearing that he would shame her at the congregation with what he saw one night, sending her home without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name.
I'll call it Master Constable. This is the most dangerous piece of lechery that has ever been known to the Commonwealth.
I'm one of the deformed who wears a lock.
Masters!
I'll bring deformed forth, I warrant you.
Masters, let us speak. I pray thee. Let us obey you to go with us.
You're likely to be proven a goodly commodity being taken up by these men's bills.
A commodity in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
I joined Gilbert Sullivan because I wanted to try acting.
I love Gilbert and Sullivan because I love acting, I love the community.
I like GNS because I get to perform with all my friends.
I like GNS because there's room for everybody.
I love GNS here because it's like a very inclusive community.
I like GNS because everyone's very welcoming, even if like you don't have that much experience in theater.
I like being a part of the GNS Club because of the community among the cast and crew, as well as having the opportunity to perform at St. Vincent.
The St. Vincent College Gilbert and Sullivan players perform classic works from Old English playwrights. We pride ourselves on being a tightly knit group that strives to put on stellar performances. Here in Gilbert and Sullivan, acting experience is not required and all are welcome.
Come on down, it's a lot of fun.
I joined Gilbert and Sullivan.
The beat go. Oh, ain't that something? Drums came in, you ain't see that coming. Hands on my head, can't tell me nothing. Got a taste of the fame, it'll pump my stomach. Throw it back up like I don't want it. Wipe my face, clean off my vomit. OCD trying to push my buttons. I said don't touch it. Now y'all done it. I can be critical, never typical. Intricate with every syllable, I'm a criminal. Intimate but never political, pretty visual. Even if you hate it, I'll make you feel like you're in it though. You call me what you want, but never call me forgettable. Leave you deep in thought, I can never swim in the kiddie pool. Waited, I've been thinking the cinematic is beautiful. Man, I don't know if I'm making movies or music videos.
think your other rubato were better.
No good, Meg. I'll worth this one.
By my trough's not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I wear none but this. Excuse me, pardon me.
I like the new tire within, Excellency. If the hair were a thought browner, and her gowns in most excellent fashion, I saw the Duchess in Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
By my troughs, but a nightgown in respect of yours. Cloth o' gold, laced with silver, pearls set down sleeves and side sleeves, and skirts round underborne with a bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, and excellent fashion, yours is worth a 10 on it.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceedingly heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon with the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee, art thou not ashamed?
Ashamed of what? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Is not your lord honorable without marriage? Nay, you may have me say, saving your reverence, a husband. And bad thinking do not rest true speaking. I'll offend nobody. Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think, if it be the right husband and the right wife. Ask my lady Beatrice. Here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I am all out of other tune, methinks.
Collapse into lighter love, that goes without a burden. Do you sing it and I'll dance it?
You lie to love with your heels. And if your husband have stables enough, you shall see he shall lack no barns.
Oh, illegitimate construction. I scorn that with my heels.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Hey-ho!
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband?
For the letter that begin them all, H.
And you'll not be turned Turk. There's no more sailing by the star.
What mean the fool, Tro?
Nothing I, but God sends everyone in his heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me. They're an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maid and stuffed? That's a goodly catching cold.
By my troth, I am exceedingly ill.
Could use some of that distilled Cardias Benedictus and lay it on your heart. It is the only thing for such a qualm.
There, thou prickster with the thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? Have you some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? By my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think, perchance, I think you're in love. Nay, fair lady, I am not a fool to list what I think, nor I think what I list, nor I cannot think. If I were to think my heart out of thinking that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. But Benedict was such another, and now he has become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may have converted him, I know not. But methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, Count Claudio, Signor Benedict, Don John, and all of the fellows of the land have come to whisk you away to the church. Will you come? Help me to dress, good cuz, good Meg, good Ursula.
Good neighbour. I would have some confidence with you in a matter that concerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Very that it is, sir.
Marry, 'tis very true.
A good man, Burgess, sir, speaks a little of the mark. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as, God help, I would desire it. But, in faith, as honest as the skin between his brows.
Marry, I thank God I am as honest as any man living. That were an old man. Yea, no honester than I.
Comparisons are odious. Paragraphs never virtues.
Neighbours, you are tedious.
It pleases your worship to say so, but we are but the poor Duke's officers, and for my own part, if I had as much tediousness as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all on my worship.
All thy tediousness on me, huh?
Yeah, and for £1,000 more, for I hear as good an exclamation of your worship as any man in the city.
I would...
Though I be but a poor man, I am glad to hear it.
So do I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Mary, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, had taken a couple as errant knaves as any in Messina.
Good man, Burgess, sir. An old man, sir. He will be talking, as they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. Well, God help us, it is a well to see. Well said, in faith, neighbour Burgess. But God's a good man, and two men ride a horse, one must ride behind. An honest soul and face, sir, as ever broke bread, but God is to be worshipped. Not all men are alike, alas, neighbour.
Indeed, neighbour, he comes too short of you.
Ah, the gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, hath indeed comprehended two auspicious persons, and we would have them examined before your worship this morning.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be sufficient.
Drink some wine ere you go. Farewell.
My lord, they wait for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I'll wait upon them. I am ready.
Go, good neighbour Burgess, go get Francis Seacole and bid him bring his inkhorn and quill to the jail. We are to examination these men.
And we must do so wisely.
Yes, and I assure you, we will spare for no wet hairs that shall drive some of them to a non-com. Only get the learned writer and meet me at the jail. Wait for me.
Be brief, only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
Count, come you hither to marry this lady?
No. To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry me.
Lady, come you here to marry this count?
I do.
If there be any inward impediment as to why you should not be conjoined, I hereby charge you upon your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
Nay, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer none.
Oh, what men do, what men may do, what they daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now? Interjections, and some be of laughing as ha.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, do you give me this maid, your daughter, to be my wife?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give in exchange for this most precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
My sweet lord, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. All you would see her here would think that she can cover herself withal from the mortal sin. But less, she is not a maid. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you have in your own proof vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity...
I know what you would say! You would say that if I did know her, that I would have embraced her as a husband. No, Leonato, I never tempted her with the four-handed sin. I embraced her but as a brother to his sister, with bachelor sincerity and comely love.
And seem I ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee seeming, I will write against it. You see me as Stein in her orb. You see me as chaste as the bud ere it be bloom. But you are more intemperate than Venus, and those pampered animals that rage in sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I am ashamed to have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like an action.
Oh, God!
Leonato, stand out here. Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is this fate's hero? Is our eyes our own?
All this is so, but what of this, my lord?
Let me move but one question to your daughter, and by your fatherly power, I beg you to have her answer truthfully.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
Oh, God, defend me. How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
Marry that canned hero. Hero's will can blot up hero's virtue. Now, who were you talking with yesternight between 12 and 1? If you are a maid, answer that.
I talk with no one at that hour, my lord. Why, then you are no maid. Leonato, I am sorry that you must hear, but upon mine honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her talk with a ruffian at her chamber window last night, and, most like a liberal villain, confess the vile encounters they have had almost 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, they are not to be named, my lord, not to be spoke of. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for your much misgovernment.
Oh, hero, what a hero thou hast been, if half thy outward graces. But farewell, most foul, most fair. Farewell, most impious purity and pious impurity. For thee, I'll lock up all the gates of love, and forever shall conjecture hang from my eyes, and never again will I be more gracious.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
Why, how now, cousin hero? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light, smother his spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Oh, hero, my hero. Uncle, Signor Benedict Friar.
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that could be wished for.
How now, cousin hero?
comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, does not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero, do not open thine eyes, for did I think thou wouldst not quickly die, thought I thy spirit was stronger than thy shames, myself would, on the rearward of reproaches, strike at thy life. Grieved I had but one. Chid I for that at frugal nature's frame? Why had I one? Why wast thou ever lovely in my eyes? Why had I not, with charitable hand, took up a beggar's issue at my gates, who, smirched thus, and mired with infamy, I might have said, no part of it is mine, this shame derives itself from unknown loins. But mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine I was proud on, mine so much that I was myself to myself, not mine, valuing of her. Why, she is fallen into a pit of ink, which the wide sea hath drops too few to wash clean again, and so too little to give season to her foul tainted flesh.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so tired in wonder, I know not what to say.
On my soul, my cousin is blind.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed, confirmed. Oh, that which is made stronger before was barred up with ribs of iron. But the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears. Hence from her, let her die.
Hear me, elder sir. For I've only silent been so long, and given way unto this course of fortune. Having marked the lady, I have witnessed 1,000 blushing apparitions start into her face, 1,000 innocent shames beat away in angel whiteness, and in her eyes a fire to burn away the airs which these princes hold against her maiden truth. But trust not my reading, nor my observations, with which experimental seal doth warrant. Trust not the tenor of my book, my age, reverence, calling, nor divinity, if this sweet lady lie not blameless here in some biting air.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace she hath left, she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. Why seekst thou then to cover with excuse that which appears now in proper nakedness?
Lady, who is this man that you are accused of?
They know who do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. O my father, prove you that by me and any man conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
Two of these princes have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdom be misled in this, the practice of it lies in John of the Bastard, whose spirit dwell in the very frame of villains.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not yet so dried this blood of mine, nor age so eat up my invention, nor my bad life reft me so much of my friends. But they shall find a weight in such kind, both strength of limb and policy of mind, ability of means and choice of friends, to quit me of them thoroughly.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. The prince's hair, your daughter, left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in. Maintain a mourning ostentation, hang epitaphs upon your family monument, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
Friar, what will become of this? What will this do?
Marry, this well carried out on her behalf shall turn slander to remorse. This is some good. but not for that dream. I on this strange course, but in this travail look for greater birth. Her dying, as it must be so maintained, upon the instant of her death, of her accusation, will be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hair, for it so falls out that what we have we prize not to the worth, whilst we possess it, but being lacked and lost, why, then we rack the value, then we find the virtue that possession would not show us. So shall it fare with Claudia. The idea of her shall sweetly creep upon the study of his imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life, into the eye and prospect of his soul. Then when she lived indeed, then shall he mourn, and wish he had not so accused her, if ever love had interest in his liver. Let this be so, and trust not but success will fashion the matter in greater shape than I can lay it down here in likelihood. But if all other claims be levelled false, the supposition of her death will quench the wonder of her infamy, and if it sort not well, you may conceal her, as best befits her wounded reputation, in some reclusive and religious life, out of all eyes, minds, tongues, and injuries.
Sooner or later, not, let the friar advise you. And though you know that my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet I will deal as truthfully and justly in this as your soul does with your own body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may yet move me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away. To strange sores strangely they strain the cure. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day may be but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I would not desire that.
You have no reason to. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
Might a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in this world so much as you. Is that not strange?
Strange is the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so much as I love you. But believe me not, yet I lie not. I confess nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that I love you, and I will make him eat it that says I love you not.
Will you not then eat your word?
With no thought that can be devised to it, I protest I love thee.
Why, then God forgive me.
For what offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I love you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Aha! Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. Nay, I pray you let me go. You have no love in you, Senor.
Hear me, Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain that has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace!
Nay, but Beatrice.
Talk with a man out at a window, a proper saying.
Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is undone, she is scorned.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties. Surely a princely testimony, a sweet count, confect, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh God, that I were a man, or that I had any man that would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, in trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice, by this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than by swearing by it.
Think you in your soul, Count Claudio has wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
It is enough. I am engaged. I will kiss her hand, and so I leave you. This hand, Claudio will render me a dear account. As you think of me, so hear of me. Go and comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Is our whole disassembly apart?
Oh, a stool and a cushion for the section.
Yes.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that I am, sir, and my partner.
'Tis very true. We have the exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, sir?
Horatio.
Pray, write down Horatio. And yours, sir?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Pray, write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir, we hope.
Write down, they hope they serve God, but write God first. For God defend, but God should come before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves. What say you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
A marvellous witty fellow, I assure you. But I will go about with him. Come, sir. A word in your ear, sir. Sir, I say to you, you are thought to be false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Well, off with you. For God, they are only a tale. Have you written down they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to be examined. You must call forth the watch in which is their accusers.
Yea, Mary, that's the eldest way. Let the watch come before me. Mary, sirs, I charge thee, in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This, sir, said that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John, a villain. Why, that's like perjury, to call the prince's brother a villain.
Master Constable.
Pace. Speak not. I like not thy look, I assure you.
What heard you him say else? That he received 1,000 ducats from Don John for falsely slandering Lady Hera.
Flat burglary, as ever was committed.
Yea, by my side it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly.
Thou beliest a lady, thou wilt be condemned to everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
That is all.
And this is more, masters, that can be denied. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon grief suddenly dead. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Let them be opinioned.
Let them be in hand.
Off! Coxgo!
God's my life! Where's the sexton? Oh, that he were here to write down the prince's officer a coxcomb. Yo, thou naughty varlet! Let him be bound.
Away!
Hey!
You are an ass! You are an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to rip me down in us! But, masters, remember that I am an ass, though it be not written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. Know you, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved soon, for I am a wise man, and, what's more, an officer, and what's more, a householder, and what's more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any in Messina. And one that knows the law, go to, and one that hath enough wealth, go to, and one that hath had losses, and one that hath 2 goats, and everything handsome about him. Well, let them be bound. Wow, that he were here to rip me down and horse. Come, neighbour.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself, and 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water into a sieve. Give not me counsel, nor let no comforter delight mine ear, but such a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy for her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience. If such a one will measure his woe the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain, and such grief for such, as thus for thus, in every lineament, branch, shape, and form. If such a one will smile and stroke his beard, cry hem when he should groan, patch grief with proverbs, make misfortune drunk with candle wasters, bring him yet to me, and of him I will gather patience. But there is no such man, for, brother, men can speak comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel, but, tasting it, their counsel turns to passion, which before would give perceptual medicine to rage, fetter madness in a silken thread, charm ache with air, and agony with words. No, no. 'Tis all men's office to speak patience to those that ring under the load of sorrow, but no man's virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral when he shall endure the like himself. Therefore, give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee, peace. I will yet be flesh and blood, for there never was a philosopher that could endure the toothache patiently, however they have writ the style of gods and made it push a chance in sufferance.
Yet bend not all harm upon yourself. Let those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know. So shall the prince, and all that thus dishonor him.
Here comes the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good evening, good evening.
Good day to you both. Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare thee well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, old man.
If he could right himself by quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him? Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou. Nay, never lie thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Mary beshrew my hand, which meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man. Never fleer nor jest at me. I speak not like a dotard, nor a fool, as under a privilege of age to brag what I have done being young, or what would do if I were not so old. Know, Claudio, to thy head, that thou hast so wronged mine innocent child and me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by it, and with grey hairs and bruise of many days, do challenge thee to a trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Oh, in a tomb where never scandal slipped. Save this of yours, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not, pray, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare. Despite his nice fence and active practice, his May of youth and bloom of lustihood.
Away, we will not do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killest me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us, and men indeed, but 'tis no matter. Let him kill one first. Win me and wear me. Let him answer me. Come, follow me, boy. Come, sir boy, follow me. Sir boy, I'll whip you from your foining fence. Nay, as a gentleman, I will.
Brother.
Content yourself. God knows I loved my niece, and she is dead, slandered to death by villains that dare answer a man as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops.
Brother Anthony.
Hold you content. I know them, yea, and what they weigh, even to the utmost scruple, scrambling, outfacing, fashion-monging boys that lie and cock and flout, deprave and slander, and speak off half a dozen dangerous words, how they might kill their enemies if they durst. And that is all.
Brother Anthony.
Content yourself. 'Tis no matter. Let me deal in this.
Gentlemen both, we will now make your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but upon mine honor, what she was charged with was very true and full of proof.
My lord, my lord.
I will not hear you.
No. Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See, here comes the man we went to see.
Ah, now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You have come to part almost a fray.
We've nearly been, we nearly had our noses snapped off by two old men with no teeth.
Leonato and his brother. What do you think? Had we fought, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel, there is no vow. I came to seek you both.
Well, we have been up and down to seek thee, for we are of that high-proof melancholy. Didst thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Do you wear your wit by your side?
I bid you, but draw it, just as the minstrels do, just to pleasure us.
As I am an honest man, Benedict, you look pale. Are you sick or angry?
What courage, man? What care hath killed a cat?
Sir, will meet your wit in the career and you charge it against me. I pray choose another subject.
Give him another staff. That last one was broke cross.
By this light, he changes more and more. I think he'd be angry indeed.
If he be, he knows how to turn his girdle.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
Oh, God, save me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. We'll make it good how you dare, when you dare, and with what you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady. Your death will lie heavy upon you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, but with great joy.
What, a feast? A feast?
I thank him. He hath bid me to a calf's head and a capon, which if I do not carve most curiously, would I not find a woodcock too?
Sir, your wit ambles well. It goes easily.
I'll tell you how Beatrice praised your wit the other day. I told her you have fine wit. Yes, said she, a fine little one. No, said I, he has a great wit. Of course, said she, a great gross one. No, said I, he has a good wit. Just said she, it hurts nobody. No, said I, he's wise. Of course, said she, a wise gentleman. No, said I, he has tons. That I believe, said she, for he swore something to me on Monday night, which he forswore on Tuesday morning. There's double ton, there's 2 tons. And then for an hour she continued to transcribe by particular virtues. Until last she concluded with a sigh that you are the most proper man in all of Italy.
Yea, and she cried and claimed that she cared not.
Yea, that she did. And if she did not hate him deadly, she would love him dearly. The old man's daughter told us all.
All, and moreover.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I leave you now to your gossip-like humor. But you break your jests as braggarts do their blaze, which, God be thanked, hurts not. And my lord, for many courtesies, I thank you. I must leave from your company. Your brother has fled from Messina. For my lord Blackbeard here, he and I shall meet. And until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
Of the most profound earnest.
And I challenge you.
Yea, but I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
What a pretty thing man is when he goes off in his hose and doublet.
Yes, he is a giant to an ape, but less is a doctor to such a man.
But soft you, let me be. Pluck up my heart and be sad. Did he not say that my brother is fled?
Come hither, sire. If justice shall not tame you, she will never weigh more reasons in the balance. Nay, and you be a cursing hypocrite, what? You must be looked to.
How now? To my brother's men bound. Horatio one.
Well, hearken after their offenses, my lord.
Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanderers. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
First, I ask you what's their offense. Secondly, I ask you what they had done. Sixth and lastly, why are they committed? And to conclude, what you lay to their charge.
Very rightly reasoned, and one meaning well suited.
Who of you offended masters that you are less bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me, and let this count kill me? For what you could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light. Your brother Don John has incensed me into slandering the lady hero. My villainy shall be sealed within my lips until my death, for I shall not repeat it over shame. I shall reserve the reward of a villain.
Runs off his speech like iron through your blood.
I have drunk the poison while he uttered it.
But did my brother set you on to this?
Yea, and he paid me richly.
He's composed and framed with treachery, and fled he is upon this villainy.
That vision of hero doth appear as I once saw it.
Come, let us bring away the plaintiffs. By this time the sexton will have reformed Signor Leonato of the manor. And, masters, remember, when time and place shall serve, that I am an ass.
Here comes the master Signor Leonato, and the sexton too.
Which is the villain?
Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
You know you're wrong, or look upon me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath has killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled, who had a hand in it. I thank you, princess, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and mighty deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
Well, I know not to pray for patience, but yet I must speak. Choose your revenge. Impose the penance for which I sinned. But mind you, sinned I not in mistaking.
Not in my soul nor I. And yet to satisfy his gold, man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll join you to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But, I pray you, possess the people here in Messina how innocent she died. And, if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow, then, shall come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost a copy of my child's that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the chance you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your kindness doth bring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, for henceforth a poor Claudia.
Until tomorrow morning, lords. But for now, this naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, she was not. She knew not what we had spoken of. She has always been just and virtuous.
Moreover, sirs, this man, the plaintiff, the offender, did call me an ass. Pray, let it be remembered in his punishment, though it be not written down in white and black. Also, the watch heard them speak of one deformed, who wears a key in his ear and a lock hanging by it, who hath borrowed in God's name for so long and never paid that men grow hard-hearted and will lend nothing for God's sake. Pray, examine them upon these points.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains. Here, this is for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave with your worship an errant knave, two errant knaves, and I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God bless your worship. Keep your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if merry meeting should be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbour.
Until tomorrow. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow. We will not fail.
Tonight I'll mourn with Hero. Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret. How her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
Sweet Mistress Margaret, do well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it. For most comely truth, thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me, why, shall I always stay below stairs?
The wit is as quick as a greyhound's mouth. It catches.
And yours is a fencer's foils, which hit but hurt not.
Most manly wit, Margaret, will not hurt a woman. Therefore, go, get Beatrice. I give thee the bucklers.
Give us the swords, we have bucklers of our own.
If you use them, we must put in the pikes with a vice, for they are dangerous weapons for aids.
I'll go get Beatrice, for I think have legs.
Therefore, welcome. The God of love that sits above and knows me, how pitiful I deserve, I mean in singing. But in loving, Leander, the first swimmer, Trellis, the first employer of panders, and a whole book full of these quondam carpetmongers, whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse, they were never so truly turned over and over as I myself in love. I've tried to show it in rhyme, but I cannot. I can find no rhyme for lady but baby, an innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, a babbling rhyme. Such ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot woo in festival terms. Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, my lord, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay until then.
Then is spoken. Fare ye well now, and yet ere I go, and yet let me go with thence I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words. Thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is what foul wind, and foul wind is what foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast straitened the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and I will shortly hear from him. I will subscribe him a coward. Now, tell me, which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together, which maintain so politic state of evil that they would not admit any good parts to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love? A good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. And alas, poor heart, if you spite it for mine, I shall spite it for yours. For truly I will not love that which my friend hates.
Or thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There is not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, lived in a time of good neighbors. The man did not erect his own tomb in this world ere he dies. He will be remembered no longer in monument than the bell rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
Question why? An hour in clamor and a quarter in room. Therefore it is most expedient for the wise, if dawn were his conscience find no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpet of his own virtues, as I am to myself. So much for praising myself, who I myself will bear witness is praiseworthy. Now, tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. I must leave you, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle's. It has been proven that Lady Hero was falsely accused, the prince and Count Claudio mightily abused, and Don John, the villain of it all, has fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you come here this new signor?
I will live in thy heart, and die in thy lap, and be buried in thine eyes, and moreover I will go with thee to
Is this the monument to Leonato?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death and burden of her wrongs give her fame which never dies, so that life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang that there upon the tomb, praise her when I am done, and now for a solemn hymn. Goddess of the night, those that slew the virgin night, for the which with songs of woe round about her tomb they go. Midnight assist our moan, help us to sigh and groan. Heavenly, heavenly, breaks yawn and yield your dead, till death be uttered. Heavenly, unto thy bones good night. Yearly I will do this right.
Good morrow, masters. Put your torches out. The wolves have preyed, and look, the gentle day and four wheels of Phoebus round about dapples of drowsy east and spots of gray. Thanks to you all, and leave us. Farewell.
Good morrow, masters, each his separate way.
Come, fly us hence. We'll put on ever weeds. Then to Leonato's we'll go.
Hymen with luckier issue speeds, rather than traverse up this well.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated. But Margaret was in some wrong for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
As am I, else being forced by fate to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber, and when I call for you, come hither, masked. The prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit me. Brother, you know your office. You must be father to your brother's daughter, and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Senor Leonato, truth it is, good senor, for your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I my daughter lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, the prince and Claudio. But what is thy way?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. For my part, my will is that your will be joined with ours this day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage, in which, good friar, I will desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my hand. Ah, here come the Prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to his fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince, good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined to marry with my brother's daughter?
I will hold my mind, were she a harlot.
Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
Good morrow, Vandick. Well, what's the matter that you have such a February face? so full of frost and storm and cloudiness.
I do think that he believes of the savage bull with no horns. Touch me. We'll get thy horns and we'll tip them with gold, and then all Europa shall rejoice, as once they did with lusty Jove.
Bold Jove, sir, had an amiable, and some strange bull leapt at your father's cow, and got a calf in that same strange feat, much like you, for you have just his bleat.
And for this I thank you. Ah, here come the other reckonings. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she, and I do give you her.
Very well. Lady, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand before this friar, and swear to marry her.
Very well. Lady, give me your hands before this holy friar. I'm your husband, if you'll have with me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Poor hero has dead.
She died, my lord, whilst her slander lived.
All of this amazement I can qualify, but when holy rites are o'er, presently let wonders seem familiar, and let us to the chapel presently.
Soft and fair, fire. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been much deceived, for they swore you did.
Do you not love me?
Troth, no more than reason.
Why then, my cousin Margaret and Ursula were much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
And you do not love me.
No, truly not, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I'm sure you love the gentleman.
Indeed he does. For here, a halting sonnet, a product of his own mind, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written to my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle! Here's our hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I will tell you what, Prince. A college of whip-packers cannot flout me out of my good humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? A man be beaten with brains, so there shall be nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will hear nothing the world may say against it, and therefore ever thought it me anything I have said against it. For men is a giddy thing, and that is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but thou art to become my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
Well, now, I do admit that I did hope that you would have denied Beatrice, so that I could have comforted you out of your single life, and make you a double dealer of the sorts.
Come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married. We lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
Benedict, we'll have dancing afterward.
First, oh my word, therefore play, get music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife. There's no staff more riper than one tipped with corn.
My lord, my brother John is taken in flight and brought with armed guards back to Messina.
I think better to have until tomorrow. I'll devise the brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers!